Hi and welcome to this video. We're going to dive into a little bit of the background between special education law and what it means for you as a parent or a guardian or a member of a board, and your rights and how you can stay informed and up to date with all things special education. We'll also take a look at a couple key cases that have stood out to the special education that have given you as parents and your students the rights that they have now. So quick history about it first. Before the 1970s, students with disabilities often had limited education or resources, and they had no access to the public education. Many were excluded, separate and often inadequate facilities that did not benefit their education at all. But this all started to change in 1972 with the landmark case of Park versus Pennsylvania, which argued that children with intellectual disabilities had the right to an education in public schools. Following this, in 1975, Congress passed the Education for All Handicapped Children's Act, which was later renamed for Individuals with Disabilities Act, or IDEA. This law revolutionized education for students with disabilities, ensuring that they had access to free, appropriate public education, like the same with every other general ed class. This is also referred to as FAPE, and their education is tailored to meet each individual need. Now we will touch on two court cases. The first one was in 1982. The court case is called Board of Education versus Rowley. The Supreme Court ruled that most schools must provide a FAPE to all students with disabilities, but the education doesn't need to be the best, just appropriate. This clarified what IDEA requires, focusing on meeting each child's unique needs. Then in 2017 came Andrew F. versus Douglas County School District, which this case raised the bar for counties, what counts as appropriate education for these special education students. The Supreme Court stated that educational programs must be reasonably calculated to enable meaningful progress, not just minimal progress. This shift also ensured that students made real strides in their education and they were actually learning as they would in a general ed class. These cases are crucial because they show how special education has evolved and how they define what is required for students and how they're going to meet each student's needs. And for you as parents and school board members, these rules are clarifying, and they clarify the educational expectations for students with disabilities. So now talking about your rights, as parents or guardians, you have several under the IDEA Act. For example, under the Family Educational Rights Privacy Act, or FERPA, you have the right to access your child's educational records or request corrections or provide any correct consent before information is shared out to the public of the school system. You also have the right to actively participate in creating and reviewing your child's individualized educational program, or an IEP. If you disagree with any aspect of an IEP, or if you don't think that it is being upheld to your standards or what you've created for your child, you can also take that to court. So these rights empower you to ensure that your child is getting the best possible education. There are several platforms that you can use to stay informed and up to date. For example, there is the Center for Parent Information and Resources, the National Disability Rights Act Network, and then any of Arizona's State Department of Education website, and also the Council of Parent Attorneys and Advocates. So those will be listed down below. You can take a look at those. I provided links down in the description. If you're also looking for any more in-depth legal matters, there will be books on that as well. So whether you're a parent advocating for your child or a school board member ensuring compliance, it's essential to understand the laws that shape special education by staying informed, and you can make a meaningful impact on these child's lives with disabilities. And remember that your child's education is a partnership between home and school. Do not hesitate to speak up and advocate for your child if you're doing what you need to do for your child to succeed. And if you need support, reach out to your school's special education team or local resources. You're not alone in this journey. Thank you for watching.